Sorry, I farted.
Hello, everyone. How you guys doing tonight? Today, wherever you're from, this beautiful world. Welcome to a late Beer and Cheese Tuesday, but that's okay. We're here. We're alive and kicking. We got a great panel today. We got Bumpy Road Brews. Cheers to you. Cheers, Bumpy. And cheers to Sparkle, Mrs. Lori Finzer.
Hello.
Cheers to you. All right. And Beer Man here, Mr. Steven. Yeah, we got a great chat already forming here that has formed and is there, and they are here with us. Thank you so much for being here with us. Miss Art by Sparkle is already here. First impressions with Angie. You changed your name, Angie. Cheers.
Beerman left. So first impressions of the show. What do you think?
Shoot, I pressed the wrong my mouse. We got Miss Piggy here, and we got Samantha. Cheers, Samantha Lee's Originals. All right.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start this off with Bumpy. I got to get my beer out of the cooler and everything. Hold on, I'll go get it real quick so I can watch your intro.
Okay. We got time.
I don't want to be rude. Shit. All right, here we go. We're starting with Bumpy. Just about now. Here we go.
My cheese comes in a nice wax. So I will be cutting this up after I tell you what it is and pour the beer and everything. This comes from Plymouth, Vermont Cheesery, or whatever they call it. It's called Hot Pepper Cheddar.
Nice.
And it has raw cow's milk, culture rennet salt, and jalapeno and habanero chili peppers. And yeah, it's good until June of 2025, but we're going to eat it tonight. It will take a bit to get it out of this wax, so I'll show you kind of what it looks like later on when we get to that. Right now, I'm going to show you what beer I'm bringing, and that beer comes from the Vale Brewing Company. They're out of Richmond, Virginia. I think so, anyways. Yes, they are. This one's called We Dead Mon. And I recently had the White Ferrari, and somebody mentioned in the chat, I was talking about the White Ferrari, and somebody said We Dead Mon is their favorite beer from the Vale. So we happen to have it at the Packy, so I picked it up. It is a hazy triple IPA coming in at 11% ABV.
Ooh.
So it's a biggie. Packaged on July 31st, 2023. So we're looking at almost a couple months old at this point.
You're dead, man.
We did, Mon. Let's go ahead and give this one a lovely pour. See how hazy it is. Whoa, that was like just pouring right out before pouring.
That looks good.
Yeah, so it doesn't have like a frothy head. It's definitely a soap sudsy head. It's going to break down. It's the bubbles getting larger already. A little bit off white. Yeah, definitely getting larger.
Nice.
The color of the beer itself is a hazy, almost milky, kind of golden orange, and opaque. Cannot see through that. So we'll get some aromas, flavors, and you'll see my cheese later too. Cheers.
Cool. Cheers. Bumpy, thank you. All right. We got Sparkle next.
Okay. trying to decide what cheese to put with this beer. However, I chose red apple cheese. It is a hickory smoked with Kentucky bourbon.
Awesome. That sounds good.
So that does sound good to me. Now, for one of many of the pumpkin beers that I purchased, this is from the Southern Tier in Western New York. It's Southern Tier Brewing Company, and they also brew it in Pennsylvania, and it's called Pumpkin.
Oh, right on.
I love the bottle.
I like that. Yeah.
It's a label, so I can take the label off. I think I'm going to make a collage out of the different labels. And this is 8.6%, and it's good until January. I'm not sure the date it was brewed, but it couldn't have been that long ago if it's good until January. So there you have it.
All right.
Oh,
Do you want to pour it?
I got to pour it.
All
I'm
right.
so excited.
It's beer time. It's beer time.
Ooh, not a lot of nice little effervescent bubbles coming up. I really haven't had anything to drink yet. Got some frothiness at the top. Not a real big head. Maybe if I poured it straight in, but beautiful transparency.
Mm-hmm.
A nice orangey color, which seems pretty appropriate. So there it is, and it's beer time.
Great. It sure is. I can't
Nice.
wait. All right. Thank you, Sparkle. Cheers. All right.
And now for the intervention.
Hi. How you doing? My name is Steven. Okay. So I'm going back to a cheese that I had already done. I haven't opened it yet either. I need to do that. But it's called the Dansk Blue from Murray's. Murray's is out of New York, Greenwich Village to be exact. And it's a blue cheese. So nice and firm blue cheese. It's got some funky chunky in there. And then I'm going to mix this up with a new one that came out from Fort George, my local brewery here. Just picked it up. It's brand new too. It's like, well, brand new, probably 2 weeks old. It's called the Topaz, and it's a pumpkin ale. It is pumpkin amber with blue doll and orange pumpkins, grown at Topaz Farm. It's a 6.7% Topaz.
Oh,
Cool.
Check that.
Cool label, huh?
Oh.
I like that.
Okay, flatten that out and send it to me.
It's the plastic. It's kind of like,
I bet
it's
you
like
can't.
on there. Yeah,
Yeah.
can't take it off. I'll send you the can.
Yeah, just flatten it out.
All right. So an amber ale, nice caramel looking beer, a little red, light,
Ooh,
amber color, we'll say. But yeah, nice, brilliant. We'll get into it, but a very brilliant looking clarity. Smells wonderful. That's actually more. We'll get into it. We'll get into it. All right. Beep. Give myself an X. All right. So let's go back to Bumpy and get the full review going as soon as my mouse works.
All right.
Okay.
Well, first I'll show you my wonderful cut that I did on my wax.
Oh,
wow.
damn.
I mean,
Oh, that's impressive.
and I was able to just slide it right out. It was nice. This is what the cheese looked like inside, and I cut it. Just little slivers. You can see some of the peppers there. Yeah, very, very nice stack of cheese there going.
That looks great.
Looking forward to trying this. I did have their the same dairy or creamery, whatever the hell they call, whoever makes cheese, whatever the hell they called. I had their other stuff that was in the purple wax. and that was a sage one. I had that with Tanner. He was over. And that was a pretty damn good cheese. That was like a Gouda with sage and all that stuff. This one's a cheddar with the habaneros and the jalapenos. So looking forward to that. First, let's look at this beer. The head did die down. Expected that because it was so soap sudsy. Some aromas out of this. Yeah, I get a nice kind of sweetness. There's a little bit of like Tropicana orange, like a sweet orange juice. I'd say, oh, there's passion fruit in there for sure. It's nice. It's got a good distance on the aromas. You can actually pick out like aromas. It's not just sweet.
Right.
It's very tropical. It smells like a Tropicana just juice blend. You getting closer? It's the same damn thing. It's just so nice. The beer alone, like just the aromas, I'm already loving it. I haven't even taken a sip. Never had this beer before, but just off the aromas, I could see that whoever said that We Dead Man, it's their favorite beer from the Vale. I can definitely see that. This is like holy crap on the aromatics. This is like a 10 out of 10 for me on aroma. Just loving it. It's got a good blend between the hops and the kind of like malt. It's like bready, sweet. Kind of get just you can tell that there's like wheat or oat used as well. It's nice. It blends very well. Very tropical aromas. I'm getting pineapple. I'm getting passion fruit. I'm getting like a tangerine.
Nice.
Wow.
A little bit maybe peach as well, kind of flowing in there, like a white peach. Because it's got like a bite to it. Yeah. All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, Bumpy.
Medium body. Carbonation is kind of on the low. It's like the low to medium carbonation. Extremely like velvety, smooth mouthfeel. It's got a very good balance to it between malt presence and hoppiness. There's nice bread notes. There's a little touch of grain, but it's not bad. Sometimes grain comes off real bad. It's a nice grain. This is not like old like spent grain. This is good grain that you want. You can tell there's like oat, like a little bit of an oat flavor. The hops, it's not like super sweet, but there is a sweetness to it. Tangerine, pineapple notes kind of coming through. Touch of mango in there. Passion fruit. Little bit of grass, just a touch of grass coming up on the finish. Little bit of kind of like a zestiness, an orange zestiness. Maybe even like a little bit of like lime. And the bitterness on this is very mild. Like it's not really bitter, but it's like it's not cloyingly sweet either. It blends very, very well. This is by far the best beer I've had from the Vale. By far. I'm amazed, actually, because most of the stuff I've had from the Vale, I've just been kind of disappointed because you hear so much great things about this brewery. And compared to like what we get up where I live and stuff, it's like this is like, wow. All right. There you go. You got something here. 11% ABV. Yeah, it doesn't drink, like you don't detect any alcohol at all. Yeah, that's a special beer. All right, let's move to the cheese.
Jesus.
All right. All right, so there's a butteriness coming off. This is a very mild cheddar just off the aromas. I've not tried this cheese ever. So I not even tonight. Usually I'm sneaking. I mean, I'm usually sneaking little bites here and there, and because I went first and it went so quick, I haven't had a chance. So this is it. It kind of has like a cream cheese smell, a little bit of a cream or sour cream, like sour cream and onion. Yeah, sour cream and onion smell almost to it, but with butter as well. So it's like a very mild cheddar as far as I can tell because it doesn't have that kind of cheddar bite on the nose. Let's go ahead and give it a taste, see if anything pops through. Now this might not be the best piece because there's only like that lone little pepper in this one, but maybe it'll let me taste the cheddar itself. Bon appetitos.
Bon appetito.
Jesus. Oh, wrong one.
Very buttery.
Cheeseburgers.
Very buttery.
Buttery. All right.
But that little lone bit of jalapeno, wow.
Seeing your eyes watering.
That's that just that little tiny speck. That's a flavorful jalapeno. There's a lot of flavor and there's a lot of heat to that. I'm starting to get some saltiness now. Kind of coming up. Wow, that is a hot jalapeno.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that was just a little tiny peck. Oh my god. Yeah, that's flavorful. The cheese itself, the cheddar, is kind of mundane. It's just buttery. It's buttery with a bit of salt. You know, you might as well just have butter, a stick of butter with the jalapeno and habanero peppers shoved in it. You want to get the same kind of melt consistency, would just melt more than be able to chew it. But yeah, there's not much. There's not like a real cheddary bite to this. But damn, I am impressed. I am sweating underneath my eyeballs just from that one little bite. Let's try one that definitely has a habanero in it.
Oh no!
All right.
Yeah.
Jesus again.
Oh, there's a little crunch there. Oh yeah. Yeah, this might as well be like a Gouda. It's so buttery and there's not like a big cheddar bite to it. That habanero has so much flavor in that too. That's nice. Spicy. Ooh. It works. It works very well. I really would like to have a deep cheddar though with this. The way that these little flakes in here of these peppers it's just it's beautifully like blended because it's not too much. It's very spicy, but it's not overly over the top where you can't taste anything. It's just burning you and you're just like, oh, I just did it for the fact of eating something spicy. It's nice. I'm sweating. It's got heat to it, but I don't feel like my palate's destroyed. I have a lingering heat, but I also have I have the flavors of both habanero now, mostly habanero on my palate. It's got a little bit of a fruitiness to it, habanero. And the jalapeno before that, I had a nice jalapeno, just beautiful jalapeno flavor. Mixing well with this kind of buttery note, a bit of salinity mixed in there. Yeah, not a deep funky cheddar at all. But let's go ahead and eat another piece of this cheese. Like for something that like I'm complaining kind of about the lack of cheddarness, I'm liking it. So here we go. Eat some more cheese, which has now a habanero and a little fleck of jalapeno, and we'll drink some beer.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. So something I forgot to mention was this cheese. It's buttery. It's also creamy. It's very, very creamy cheese. It mixed well with the mouthfeel. That kind of the way that the cheese coated the palate, and I'm all blurry. But the just the mouthfeel of the cheese, and then drinking the beer with its very, very smooth, soft palate worked very well. The habanero, like I said, it has a little bit of fruitiness that blends in very well with the fruitiness of the beer, and the beer not being super bitter also just works with that kind of butter and salinity from the cheese, and I'm left with this heat, and it kind of boosts the heat a little bit, but it's nice. Like I said, it's not overly spicy where it's like destroying me. So far, that's a good pairing. Let's go ahead and drink some beer and then eat another chunk of cheese.
Cheers. Oh, and to beers. It's to be delicious.
You ate the whole thing. Uh-oh.
It starts to boost the bitterness on the beer, which isn't bad because the bitterness is so low. You start to notice some more kind of grassy bitterness tone. Butter. A little bit of that, very, very mild cheddariness. That cheddar kind of fun. Super mild. I didn't really get much flavor out of the jalapeno or habanero on that, but the heat is there. It's starting to build. Either way works. Definitely cheese before beer, I think, works best. Both of these are a pleasant treat tonight, though. So maybe this is a good night for Bumpy. All right.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude.
Nice.
All right. That's good to hear. All right, man. Thank you, Bumpy. Nice precious cap. Look at that thing.
Nice you can still talk, Bumpy.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Bumpy. Cheers, man. Cheers. All right. Sparkle.
All right. I am looking forward to this. All right. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, Nana's Kitchen. Definitely smell pumpkin. Probably before it was cooked. Oops. I'm really getting into this. I can smell some of the cinnamon. Definitely some cloves and nutmeg. And there's a nuttiness, maybe like pecan pie, because there's some sweetness too when you smell it. All right, let's do this. Wow. Damn, that's good. It's not at all rich, but it's rich in flavor. It doesn't have a heaviness. There's a lot of the harvest spices on the tongue. And on the back end, it's very sweet. Actually, it's very sweet even from the first sip. But the back end is still that sweetness, but almost after you finish the pecan pie.
Mm.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
I could probably get pretty silly on a few of these, man,
Yeah.
because it's very refreshing. Not
Mhm.
quite like a cider, but very close.
Awesome.
Not hoppy at all, which is what I like. You know, I don't like that real strong hoppiness. Um, yeah, it's very smooth, well balanced in the spices. Yeah, yeah, I like that. If I come up with any other thoughts on that, but let's try the cheese here.
True that.
Yeah, this year's the pumpkin was I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
There's been years in the past where it's just too much. And this year they seem to nail whatever the hell.
Okay.
Nice.
Here's my cheese. So it's not has a little bit of a rind on it.
I love your board. You got a very nice lineup there.
Yeah, my family lumber business makes these boards along with tabletops and stuff.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Tabletops?
Oh, tabletops, laminated, anything.
Wow.
We started out making shoe lasts for Fenton Last, for shoes for, different shoe companies. All right, let's try this. I can smell the hickory. It's not overpowering. It smells creamy. It cut beautifully. It cut like butter. Has this nice little rind. I'm assuming it's edible. I guess we'll find out.
All
right.
Cheesers.
Definitely mild. It is a Gouda. It has a little bit of cheddar sharpness, but not much at all. Interesting linger on the tongue. It's very, the smokiness is there, not overpowering. But the weird thing is the aftertaste tastes kind of like bubble gum.
Oh,
but
wow.
not in a bad way. It's just, I think it's just fighting to keep those flavors all together, which it does beautifully. Slightly salty, just a hint of salt. Very creamy. It's nice. I can imagine this going with just about anything. There might be a very slight taste of bacon, but that's the hickory. And a very sweet finish, actually. I think it's going to go pretty well with this beer. Let's see.
That sounds really good. Damn.
All right. Beer before cheese.
Beer.
I mean, cheese before beer.
Cheers.
Okay. Let's do 6, man. Great combination. It brings out a little bit more sweetness and buttery taste of the cheese, and it keeps that beer mellow, but it allows you to I still taste those spices, which is kind of nice. Beautiful blend. The cheese after the beer brings out a little bit more of the smokiness. and actually makes the cheese a little bit stronger in terms of mostly the smokiness, but also making it almost like a really mild cheddar. It just boosts the flavor. It could go either way, but so far I think it's an awesome combination.
Nice.
Nice.
That's great. That's always you guys big winners. Yeah. Good. All right. Now it's up to me to make that number 3. All right. Cheers, Sparkle. Thank you so much. Cheers.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. Matt Ryan just walked in. Cheers, Ryan's Beer Reviews. Mr. Ryan Jacobco. All right. So I'm eating I'm gonna do the beer first. We got Topaz Pumpkin Ale from Fort George Brewery out of Astoria, Oregon. It's an amber ale with pumpkin something or other. The hell is it? Oh, that's why our intros are so important. With blue doll and orange pumpkins grown at a Topaz Farm, so that's why they call it that. It's got a very nice amber, almost like a light red color to it. Very nice amber, though, a deep, rich red, ambery color. Very effervescent inside. It has a really nice clarity. I wouldn't say super brilliant, but it's definitely a clear beer. It really looks elegant. Yeah, very nice, beautiful looking beer. A very fluffy, like silky, fluffy, tight, like almost nitro head. Very like it's just like ooh, like creamy looking. Yeah, let's get into the nosers.
Nosers.
Woo. This is Gordy.
Hello, Gordy.
Yeah.
Gordy
Scotland. All right. Well, that's Geordie. Sorry, Geordie. Very nice though. This has a very sweet, almost like an apple, red apple kind of hint to it. You do get the pumpkin though, and there's a very light, and very balanced spice to it. Kind of like a little cinnamon, like the pumpkin spices, I guess. What's in pumpkin spice? I can't think.
Cloves, nutmeg, cinnamon, allspice.
I get nutmeg and cinnamon as the big winners here, but it's very light, and it's like a pumpkin, red apple, sweet pumpkin, squashy kind of feel. It's definitely a Gordy squashy one. Smells so good. I am really looking. These guys have been killing it, man. They took their beer off the market though that I like to drink every day. I'm pissed about that, but I guess that's marketing for you. Let's drink this. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh. Yeah, it doesn't really even taste like a pumpkin ale or anything. It's like definitely got the squash more than anything. You're getting like a squash, you're getting like a pine. They threw in some hoppiness in there. There's a little bitterness. So the bitterness, the hops are kind of like popping out. Very dry in the finish. The body is a medium body. The mouthfeel is kind of quenching. It's nice to drink. It's thirst quenching for sure. It's loose, it's watery, but it has a lot of flavor in it. The spices are well hidden, but there. I mean, not so hidden to where you don't get it, but it's there. Which I'm so fucking good and down with. Like, I don't really like a whole lot. I'm just the kind of person that doesn't like a whole lot of that big red gum kind of taste, or like all the clove, all that stuff that's in pumpkin spice. If it's too punchy, it gets a little. So I have to but this is nice. That bitter is super bitter in the finish, though. It's got a very big punchy bitterness, almost like a almost has like a pale ale, American pale ale kind of thing to it. You do get the amber though in it, the caramels. You're getting a little caramel malts and stuff, like a caramel flavor, sweetness from that. It's not super sweet though because it dries that sweetness off at the end. So it like goes on kind of like sharp and pointy with hoppy and sweet, and then dries off right away, right through the palate and the tongue and everything. It's got a little bit of a mineral like thing to it with the water. It's kind of chalky, got a chalky feel to it, but it's not off-putting at all. It's very tasty. I don't get any alcohol or anything like that. It's like a 6.8, I think. 6.7. This is the first. I haven't had a gourd like one or a squashy one in a very long time. So it's really nice to taste something that's like that. So they did a great job. Let's get into the danks. The dank blue. I'll just call it the dank. The dank blue. So this is the blue cheese from Murray's out of New York.
Yeah.
Slide off. Oh, almost. So let's just get a piece. Yeah, it's got all the veins. Oh, slippery. It's oily.
Veins. Ah.
Nice and veiny and moldy looking. There it goes.
You can feel those veins when you chew. It's like eating spinach.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like kelp or something. Very salty. It's got a funk to it, like funky blue cheesy kind of thing going on. But it's got a very nice salty touch to it in the nose, saltiness. You can't really smell salt. Well, you can kind of. But it's got the milky, creamy, the creamy milky's coming out. It's cheese, it's a milk substance. It's very oily in the hands. Oh my God, it's slipping out of my fingers. Smells really good. Kind of smells like crackers. I'm getting like soda crackers or something in this or something. That would be really good actually with this. All right, let's eat this. Cheers.
Beers.
That was a big piece. Holy shit. Oh. Okay, it's got that medicine Band-Aid kind of thing coming out, mixed in with the creaminess and the saltiness. It's actually a very well balanced blue cheese.
It's not overly salty.
It is. Well, it is salty, so that is a little overbalanced or not balanced. It's got flavor crystals though, or something. It's really crunchy. It might be those veins or something. Oh, once you get past all that though, you get the salty, creamy is really nice. A nice texture. It's kind of oily in your mouth as well. Mushes down into your mouth. It just kind of like melts. That was like a piece of vein that I spit out. The finish of this cheese is really good. I really like, once you get past the funky shit, it's like really nice. So yeah, that's good. With that Band-Aid-y kind of medicinal, kind of penicillin, kind of, I don't know what the hell you would call it, but just like you're chewing on a Band-Aid. And then you go into like, I know it sounds disgusting, but the finish of this cheese is really nice. Let's go ahead and get cheese before the beer.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I like that cheese, actually. That's one of the better blue cheeses I've had. I'm just trying to get it mushed in my mouth a little bit before I choose it. Take the beer down. All right. That was a better piece. Didn't have as much veininess. Ooh. That was nice. You don't get so much of the pumpkin. It turns into just like a straight up amber ale. It's you get like a little more of the caramels. You're getting cracker. I get like I was saying, I got the smell of crackers. I'm getting crackers in the flavor. The funk goes away when you drink the beer with it. It just takes it out of the picture. And it really brings on a nice creamy dairy cow kind of whole milk kind of taste with that salty butteriness, another buttery cheese. Boy, that was good. That's a really good mixture.
Excellent.
We're all winning here today. What's going
No,
on?
we're a bunch of winners.
Can't stop looking around. It feels so good. All right, let's take a drink and then eat some cheese.
Cheesers.
Cheers.
Cracker comes out more solid. The veins, you don't get the funk. The creaminess and the saltiness. The salty kind of subdues a little bit. The creamy comes in more. This is a both-way beer or pairing. That was very good as well. That tastes like saltines, like you're eating oyster crackers or something, with some salt on them, and then some cheese, like just regular, like maybe almost getting like a
club
very
cracker.
soft, like a soft cheddar or something, not so
Right.
very mild, but more milky, more creamy, melts in your mouth. Now I'm getting the veins. Now I get the funk on this one. So you do beer before cheese, and the veins come out more. The funk comes out more. It's weird in the finish. So that's weird. I like it both ways. Man. All right, cool. Man, we had some great winners.
Can I quote you on that? Sorry.
All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and we'll bring Bumpy up and get our last thoughts, get our scores out, do a pairing score as well. But we have invisible Bumpy at the moment. I laugh so much.
Chugging some milk after that cheese.
Yeah. Here, we got some time. I'm just gonna do this for a little bit. Let's talk. Oh yeah, that was good, man. Fuck yeah. All right. We got Bumpy back in the picture.
Sorry, I had to pee real quick.
Oh, it's all right. All right. I know how that is. All right, let's bring Bumpy in here. There we go.
I love your setup.
You dogs cannot have any of this cheese tonight.
No.
Not that I wouldn't give it to them. I mean, it's a lot of cheese for me to eat. I've eaten most of it. There's just a block left. I would say for the cheese,
just chop it up in chunks and put it in that nice wax bowl.
Yeah.
Too late.
The cheese. Like if this was just the cheddar itself, if there wasn't the other, with the jalapeno and the habanero, this would be a pretty sad, but still all right. Like super mild cheddar cheese. Like it's super buttery. It's like salty, but not overly salty. That's something sometimes I've had some cheddars or other cheeses that's just like way too much salt. So, it's like, yeah, you gotta kind of like even that saltiness out.
Right.
It's okay to be a little bit above par, but to be like, holy crap, salty. So this was very well balanced with the butteriness of the cheddar itself and the saltiness of the cheese. So it'd be very easy to eat. It'd be like, no, it wouldn't be like eating an American white, because that seems to be more salty than this cheese comes off as. But it's kind of got that butteriness as like an American white would have without as much saltiness. So I think if this was just that, then this cheese would not have I would have been like, hell no. skip this cheddar. It's not a good cheddar. It's very, very weak. It needs a lot more time, in which I mentioned in the flavors when I was talking about. I'm like, I wish it was a deeper, richer cheddar, a sharper cheddar. I think would just go very well with the spices, the habanero, the jalapeno that they put in there, peppers. They gave off really good flavor. And that's where this like blended so well. It was like, wow, it was really well blended with what they were working with. And this was like the same thing with like the other cheese that I had from them. The cheese itself, like if it was just the Gouda, it would be a very young, buttery Gouda. But it was like the way that they blended it. So they're like a blending. They seem to be like very well at blending what they're doing. And it makes it phenomenal. But still, I wish it was a deeper, richer, sharper cheddar. I wish I had more cheese than just, a well blended substance. I'm going to score this at a 44 out of 50, though, which would put it at very good.
Wow.
This is the second time I've had something from this company out of Vermont. They have really good presentation on their cheeses with the wax that they put them in. They have multiple colors of waxes, depending on what cheese it is. They seem to do a very good job of whatever type of cheese it is, with like with the adjuncts that they're using. They do a very well, a very good job of not overdoing it, like just making something that's like, wow, this works. It's like you have a piece of chicken, like a chicken breast, right? What do you do with chicken breast? If you just fry up a chicken breast or bake a chicken breast, it's going to be bland, boring, and but you add just enough little touches of spice and stuff like that to it, you can make it a real nice, wow, this is delicious. I enjoy it. And you don't overcook it, make it into like a toothpick, wood. And that's kind of what they did with this cheese. They took a chicken breast and they made it into something very appetizing. So I would like to just, if I could, because I know they have more than what I picked up. So from this company, I would like to just see if they do have a standard just cheddar and they didn't add anything to it. And what did they do with that cheddar? Can they do like an aged cheddar, something that's going to have more bite? Because they seem to be doing a really good job with young cheeses and not over salting them, but adding the right amount of, like, having peppers and stuff coming through with flavor and heat at just the right amount. So yeah, like I said, 44 out of 50, very good for the cheese. We Deadmon from the Vale. Big surprise to me. I really enjoyed it. This was 11% alcohol beer. Does not drink like an 11% alcohol beer. It's full of aromatics that rise up that you can get from a distance, that you can actually tell. Like, you pick out fruits from a distance. That's pretty amazing. And then getting similar fruit notes and stuff like that, and other notes as you get closer, as you get deeper into it. The aromatics, like I said, holy crap. The flavors also very nice. The mouthfeel in this beer, fantastic. Appearance, that's where I kind of start to ding it a little bit. A frothier head, a long-lasting head versus a soap sudsy head would have been nice. Things like that. Maybe a little bit more depth. But this beer for me is a 47 out of 50. It's excellent.
Wow.
I don't give many excellence nowadays. So this one's definitely up there. Like I said, very impressed. My favorite beer from the Vale, definitely. Highly recommend We Deadmon. If you're into reggae, stuff like that, if you're having like a Bob Marley party, definitely. Or if you're having a Halloween party, We Deadmon.
There you go. Put some cobwebs over it.
Yeah. The Walking Dead party. That definitely do.
Perfect.
With Michonne, get Michonne.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dry ice.
Fantastic brew, though.
Yes.
Absolutely love it. As far as the pairing went, yeah, awesome. It definitely worked. Recommend, obviously, eating the beer before cheese. Eating the cheese before the beer.
11%, you said?
Beer. Yeah, 11%. I've had a couple whiskey drinks tonight too before this.
Oh, okay. Now he tells us.
Yeah. But yeah, it's fantastic. This is a great night for me.
Good.
I love these nights. Everything just like
Me too.
touchdown, My team won.
Oh.
Woo!
Woo!
Hey.
Woo! All right.
One of those nights,
Cheers, more beers.
I don't think I've ever heard you put a 47 on something. That's crazy. Damn. All right.
Yeah,
cool, man.
If you ever see it, Beer Man, definitely pick it up.
I can find the bill too. I might look. Yeah, for sure.
We Dead Mon.
Now,
Definitely.
where was it out of?
Virginia.
For Virginia, yeah.
Virginia.
Okay.
That's right.
The Vale.
Nice.
Very good beers come out of there. Well, from what I've seen anyway. But
we just started getting their product last year. And within that year's time, they decided that they weren't going to send us as much.
Hi, Alex.
It started off where we were like, "Oh, get in the Vale," and we get a bunch of stuff. And I was like, waiting on the Ferrari series. They have a car series. They have,
do they?
Ferrari. They have the Pinto, I think.
Cool.
Lamborghini is like a quad IPA. I don't know. They have all these different car series. So I like waited. The white Ferrari is like so disappointing. I do have that video coming up eventually on my channel.
Cool.
So you can see how disappointed I was and why I was disappointed in it. But this was, like I said, not a disappointment. This is by far the best beer I've had from the Vale, and very impressed and highly recommend.
In general, it seems, geez.
And I highly recommend this cheesery too.
That looks amazing.
Yeah. Plymouth, from Plymouth, Vermont. You got the Plymouth cheese made in Vermont. If you can find their stuff, it's gonna be in a wax. It's gonna look like soap.
Nice.
Pick it up. I haven't been disappointed in the two cheeses I've had from them so far, except the cheese itself could be a little more proof. But like I said,
right.
Blending, they're like cooks, I guess. I don't know.
Awesome.
Chefs.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, man. Thank you, Bumpy.
And with that said, we make all right.
Cheers, brother. Yeah.
Oh no!
Put a wick in it. All right.
I know you could have made a candle out of that.
Thank you, Mr. Bumpy. Cheers, man. And we are going to we're gonna bring up the Sparkle now. All right.
I'm always the artist. I'm always thinking of stuff like that. I want to talk about the cheese first, because as I got to thinking about it and nibbling on it, I love to cook, and I can imagine this like melted on a chicken noodle casserole, on green beans. It would be great on a little square of pumpernickel bread or rye bread as an appetizer. And I noticed that after I did it with the beer, it kind of tasted like, if you have squash, like at Thanksgiving, a lot of people put butter and brown sugar on it and a little bit of cinnamon or a little bit of nutmeg. And it kind of had that aftertaste, which was delightful. So it definitely, to me, is a wonderful fall cheese. The creaminess is unreal. I don't know how well it'll melt, but you can be sure I'm going to try. I loved having it either before beer or after. After it really brought out the creaminess and the smokiness. They call it, yeah, hickory smoked. Now, it says it's made, it has bourbon, and maybe that's that flavor I couldn't recognize. Um, and if it is, it balanced it well. I would give this cheese, for sure, a good 98 out of 100.
Wow.
One of my absolute favorites because it isn't a killer pungent, sharp, can't taste the end of my tongue can't feel the end of my tongue kind of thing, like some of like the extra sharps and things like that. There is no funkiness like a blue cheese, which I adore. I adore blue cheese. So yeah, it's a real winner for me. The beer, I loved it. It was subtle, but it had a lot of flavor. It wasn't hoppy, but happy. and, and it really had some very subtle fall spice notes to it. That aftertaste that I said was almost like bubble gum. It's actually more like, after having a few sips, it's actually more like the sugar you would get off of, say, putting it on squash. The pumpkin came through. I'm a great pumpkin eater. I love it. And, so it was beautifully balanced. And I think that's why it went so well with the cheese, either before or after. It blended beautifully. I'm thinking of maybe using it to do a roast and using that beer and see how that comes out, or even a pork loin, and see what kind of flavors come out with it. Pork can be a little on the sweet side, when it's roasted, or baked. So I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to even give it a shot with maybe some beef stew, and see how well that comes out, and of course serve it with the cheese. So nice. I loved it all the way around. I would give the beer, again, good 98%. And I know I have in the past rated some beers really high, due to lack of experience, due to a lack of comparing. But this one was a no-brainer.
Awesome.
It's really excellent.
That is great. That's really good to hear. Hell yeah. Thank you, Sparkle. Good job. Both of you guys. Oh, that's great. All right. Well, cheers. All right. Let's get on to what I had to say about my shit. Look at Bumpy Speed Dogs. Man, this was by far one of the best gourd or pumpkin squashy kind of beers I think I've ever had in my entire life. I really love it. The Topaz is delicious. I drank it already. It went down so quick. I want more of it. So it was really fresh too. Without the cheese, it brought on that like a little like squash / red apple. But in a very slight pinch of spice. Just really dug this, man. I'm gonna give the beer a 97 out of 100. Excellent. It was delicious. Yeah, very excellent beer. We're all doing so well tonight. I'm so happy. The cheese was absolutely awesome as well. I love the crunch flavored crystal kind of things in it. And I love blue cheese as well. Like you said, Lori, I love blue cheese. I love the funk, and I love the dairy, whole milky kind of thing with the salt, and it's just so good, man. So flavorful. The finish of the cheese was so awesome. I've had this like 2 times before on this show in the past, but it's nice to go through it again. I would totally give this like 98 out of 100. The pairing was a surprise to me. I really had no idea what it would be like. I was a little apprehensive towards using it. I didn't know. But that's what makes the show work, is when you bring something weird and chaotic in your brain and you're like, is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? And then you have it and it works. It's freaking amazing. So I'm gonna give it 100 on the pairing just because it worked so perfectly, both
Nice.
forward and after, with cheese before and beer before. It was both ways for sure. 100. There you go, Alex. The beer master. Hell yeah.
It was
So
delicious.
it was delicious. Indeed. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and we'll just bring up the regular panel. We're already set where we're at. So go ahead. I'm going to turn the freaking banner off. And yeah, shout some stuff. Shout it out.
I like crafts.
I like crafts. What kind of crafts?
So,
Beer? Art
yeah,
crafts?
check out the crafty channels, like Sparkle.
Yeah.
You got Angie as well. She's gosh, I got really bad memory right now. So, but I know she's something vibrations. Unless you change
Creative
the channel name.
vibrations.
Creative vibrations.
And impressions something. Impressions for new one. I'm sorry, Angie.
And there's other artwork out there as well. There's musicians or people that have nice voices that sing. They play instruments and stuff like that. So check out Samantha Lee Originals.
Absolutely.
I'll just say very easy on the eye. Both your eyes. If you have both your eyes, yeah, neither one of them will be harmed. And as far as on my channel, I just got. I'm trying to put out a video, at least one video a week. Not doing any live streams, but yeah, trying to put out a 50-point inspection video as of right now. Haven't been doing I started doing some beer and cheese stuff, but I don't know. I haven't been saving my cheese, or I've been eating it all, or feeding it to the dogs. So I haven't done any recent beer and cheese, but that is something else that I'll put out once in a while, is just a beer and cheese thing. Because sometimes I'll have a beer and a cheese on beer and cheese here on Tuesdays with Beer Man, and sometimes they just don't work. And sometimes it's like, well, maybe I'd like to try this cheese with a different beer. So if I can save some of it and I have a different beer style or whatever, or just a different beer in general, I might try to do a little video on that. So that's kind of where that idea came from. Trying to be less wasteful on some things,
Nice.
and also try to come up with a better pairing maybe than what I had. I mean, obviously, if I had a great pairing here, I'm not going to take the same damn cheese and be like, I'm going to put it towards a stout now. Now, this worked so well together. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So check out my channel. I'm not ending my channel. I've definitely cut back on my content, but hopefully that also means I can put out some more quality content. Maybe I'll have some time to think about what I'm doing as I'm recording, mostly, versus the editing is always the same. It's just the recording mostly is. Sometimes you just get dragged out, you get kind of like, I'm just doing this because I'm doing it, instead of doing it because, like, hey, I want to actually review this beer. So there you go.
Nice.
Cheers.
Nice.
Thanks for having me on.
Of course. Thank you for being here. Oh yeah.
Well, Bumpy says I may need an intervention after all the pumpkin beer that I bought. But I'm enjoying it very much. Fall was always my favorite time of year when I lived back east. Being in Arizona, or Tucson, I don't get an opportunity to see all the leaves. That's my background. my Art by Sparkle channel, I'm doing a lot of what you would call functional art. I'm creating art that can be used for appetizer trays, different things that are useful, charcuterie boards and things like that. I'm still doing the paint pouring, but I'm also doing it on items that can be then used. So that's kind of exciting. I may create another channel called Functional Art by Sparkle. I'm still working on that. I love being at, this is my favorite day of the week. I love being on this channel. It pushes me to try new things, and that's what it's all about, and thank you, Beer Man.
Well,
I'll do a shout out to, there's so many wonderful beer brewers, and also ones that are into the brewery, whiskey, and like Women of Whiskey and Whiskey Wars, and so I've been on some panels with them, and it's a great time, and they know their shit, man. If I only, I'm pretty new in evaluating different whiskeys, and I'm having a good time with that as well.
cool.
So, thanks again for having me on.
You're very welcome. I would do whiskey, but I just don't do well with hard. So.
and Tanner has crabs and
oh dear.
Sparkle. So it's been a very wet summer in the Northeast. So a lot of the trees are still hanging on to their green.
Wow.
So if there's foliage, it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen a bit later than typical.
Yeah.
And hopefully we still get like the yellows and the reds and stuff. They don't just go straight brown.
They get that here. Yeah, it's that desert's not. Even in California, you don't get that. Well, Southern California, it's the same thing. It's all desert, kind of.
Yeah, we get beautiful blooms on the cactus.
There you go. Yeah,
during monsoons. Right. They are beautiful.
Yeah. Cool. Well, all right. So, thank you guys, gal and guy. Beer and Cheese Tuesday is always going. Don't have any plans to stop it anytime soon at all. Really, been going for like 4+ years. So we're just keeping it strong, keeping it real. Bring what you want. Anyone's invited. So, we had 3 people, which is 2 people plus myself, which is great. We always have a decent, show up on with chat, with the community and stuff. So it was very nice today. I think we had like 12, 14 people at the very most, or something like that. I don't know. But so, it works. That's awesome. And I love the support. So thank you guys so much for everything, both here and on the chat side. But yeah, Beer and Cheese, just let me know. My About page has my email. You can email me. I can send you the link. We can connect through Messenger, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I'm all there. So just let me know. And just bring those 2 components up. I don't care what it is. It can be the crap cheese and a crap beer. I don't care. Just bring it. Anyway,
save time for the rest of us so we don't buy it.
Think craft if you can, though. It's better. Wednesday, tomorrow, is going to be another All Spun Out. I'm starting to like that show quite a bit as well. It's sometimes hard to meet the cut on the time, just like today. Work really doesn't piss me off. I'm very happy that I'm working, and I love my job, and I love the people that I work with. But I can't get here on time sometimes, and it sucks. So work with me a little bit on the timing. But Wednesday, tomorrow at 6 Eastern, 3 mine, will be All Spun Out. Everyone has the people that were on the show last week. I'll just say the people. y'all had adjectives given to you on a wheel, and you had to go find a beer that was based on those descriptors. And hopefully, we found something good. I found something kind of funnily good. So we'll see how that works. Yeah. So besides the live streams, I just racked a triple New England IPA for Bear, which is Regopolis. I'll shout Regopolis out and Bear right now. For his beer, I'm going to be putting that out here by the end of the week. I gotta see how it seems like it's conditioning quite well. It's getting carbonated quite well. This is it right here. There's a lot of light going through it, but it is very hazy and very milky and thick and very hidden on the 10.3% that it is. So it's very dangerous. But a very good beer, I think. Hopefully you guys can approve it as well. I am going to be doing Beer Hounds beer reviews is my next shout out. Cheers to you, Bill, man. He's been sending me beers. He sends me like 4 or 5 beers with like my favorite chips, wrap snacks, and other things. I actually ate the chicken in the can. That was good with your tuna. That was really good, dude. It was lunch for me yesterday. Yeah, look at that guy's channel. Very good, cool dude, man. Very nice, funny guy. But I'm brewing a beer in his name in about a week. I'm gonna order the stuff probably tonight or tomorrow. And that's gonna be a New England IPA 7.2 with all galaxies, straight single hopped. And then we're gonna do a pumpkin pie sour, milkshake IPA for Sparkle here.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to talk about. Yeah, we'll talk about that. See what kind of hops you want. See what I did find a pumpkin pie puree, so that's in the bag already, like 40
nice
ounces of it. I don't know what it is, but yeah. So that'll be good. Be my first milkshake IPA. So
I might even dress up for that.
Yeah. We'll talk about a percentage or something that you'd like, maybe in the 8.5, 9 double range, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So who am I missing here? Beer Hounds, Ryan's beer reviews, that guy.
Ryan.
Yeah, check out Ryan Jacobko. He's putting out a bunch of reviews, man. Just awesome beers, different varieties. I love that, and everyone likes that. So keep it up, man. As well as Regopolis. That guy's cool as fuck. Yeah. So there you go. That was a long shout out, but that's it. Rick Beer Man. Cheers, Rick. Cheers, man. It's another beer man. All right. We're gonna get out of here. Thank you to the chat. Thank you to the community who showed up today. Appreciate you so much. Thank you to my panel here today, Bumpy Road Brews, Cheers, and Sparkle, Mrs. Lori Finzer, and Beer Man, Mr. Steven. All right, we're gonna get out of here. You guys have a good night, day, wherever you are from. I like that beer, Bumpy. In this beautiful world, weird old, but not after one more sip. Fuck yeah, I love beer. Miller High Life. Oh, pumpkin. Oh, my goodness gracious. All right. Woo. Ooh, cheers.